Hey, what's going on YouTube? We're back with another Borderlands video, and today we're going to be discussing a little bit more Borderlands 3 news that we recently got over the past few days. So, today's topic will be the idea that Borderlands 3 may not have any duping, and the fact that Take-Two once again confirms a release window for what we can only assume is Borderlands 3. So, as of a few days ago, we saw Take-Two Interactive, the owners of 2K Games, the company that publishes Borderlands, basically tell their investors everything is still chillin'. Red Dead Redemption 2, as I'm sure many of you know, was delayed from spring until October of this year. So obviously the release window has changed, so the company just wanted to make sure their stockholders didn't lose their shit. So they issued a statement saying that the company is still expecting to see, and I quote, record net bookings and record net cash. And that's once again due to this highly anticipated new title in one of 2K's biggest franchises. Now, I know some people will say, what if it's a new BioShock? It could be, but generally when the devs of a game series cease to exist, it takes a little while to get the franchise going again, if they even continue it at all. And a complete side note, I love BioShock. It is absolutely one of my favorite game series, so I would be stoked if it was a new BioShock, but it's not looking that way. Now, of course, it's not going to be a new Mafia. It's not going to be a new GTA. Why? Mafia 3 is way too new for there to be a Mafia 4, and GTA 5's online is still literally printing money. So if it was me, I wouldn't alienate and split the crowds with a GTA 6 just yet. So that leaves Borderlands. Now, you can make arguments for some other franchises, but I don't think that they would be teasing us over and over again about this massive, super successful franchise having a new entry. Borderlands has sold millions of copies, like 30 or 40 million plus copies as a series to date. That is a big series. Not GTA big, but that is a big series. And again, the launch window is between April 2018 and March 2019. If you couple that with all the recent teases and rumors, we can really start to assume that it's Borderlands 3 and that it's in the works and it's well on its way to launch. I've obviously talked about a lot of stuff between some of the former people putting up Borderlands 3 sections on their websites, Gearbox hiring for playtesters for a game, which probably is Borderlands 3. We've seen social media accounts come back to life. We've seen Mikey Newman say he was working on a game trailer for Gearbox that he can't talk about in a podcast. And the list continues to go on and on and on. So, like I said, again, we have another confirmation. Basically what we already know, we just don't officially have. And we'll move on to the second part of this video. Again, a few days ago, Gearbox talked about an in-house study about cloud-centric video games and how they are starting to incorporate the cloud more and more into their games. They go on to discuss how patches used to cost like a ton of money. And if you guys didn't know, back in the day, like you had to pay Sony and Microsoft every time you patched your game. And it was a lot of money. It was like thousands of dollars. So if you patched something and then really fucked up and had to patch the next day, like it could cost you 50 grand. That's nuts. So obviously the cloud is something they are exploring and want to use because it makes it so you can create basically a living and breathing game. And if there's something broken, you can take care of it pretty quickly. The article continues to discuss how the system works and what their findings were on this study. But the big thing that would change if this was implemented into Borderlands 3 would be the end of weapon duping, which if you don't know what weapon duping is, it's an exploit still very used in Borderlands 2 today, where you can perform a series of actions to create a second identical weapon in game, thus duplicating the gun, aka duping. Now, if Gearbox goes the way of the cloud, that's no more. It kind of sucks, but honestly, it really was a massive exploit, and it really did need fixing. As much as I am gonna miss it, and I still look at it as a part of Borderlands, it needed to be fixed. Additionally, the cloud would end quest reward farming or read-only farming. This basically means that you can't farm for the best version of a gun after you complete a quest by Alt F4ing or dashboarding on console. This one honestly hurts a bit more because now you really don't have control over what you get. So like in Scarlet's DLC, you could say, all right, I'm going to get the Sandhawk. If I don't get a elemental version, or if I don't get specifically a corrosive, for example. I mean, really, in my opinion, if I don't get one that's elemental, I'm pissed. So, you know, if you wanted to turn in that quest a few times until you got the version of the gun that you wanted, basically, I'm a PC player, you just Alt F4, try again. That wouldn't be a thing anymore. And of course, that's a big one. Like, I really think of Borderlands when I think of doing that. So again, though, I get it. It's still pretty much something that needs to be fixed, but very much a fond memory of the Borderlands experience, for me at least. So the one thing that I continuously see people saying in response to this, though, is basically along the lines of Borderlands doesn't need to be Destiny, or we don't need another Destiny. And I agree with both of those statements. I don't think we'll see a Borderlands 3 that is a copy of Destiny, because I'm sure Gearbox at this point, especially based off of what the hell is going on at Bungie and Destiny 2, and it's just like a dumpster fire right now, and they're not sure where to take it. The community hates it. Some people like it. Most people are pissed about something, and well, there's a lot going on, and this really isn't the place to talk about it, but my point is, Gearbox has to know that they made a better product than Bungie did in terms of just quality. I mean, look at the longevity of Borderlands 2. You know, we're going on 6 years since release, and it's still one of the most played games on Steam. Like, it's still in the top 100. That's nuts. That is huge. I mean, it's not Counter-Strike, 15, 17 years of longevity, but, for a game to last that long, and obviously, Borderlands 2 isn't being patched anymore. There's not updates. There's not content. So the fact that it's still being played that much just goes to show you. So what I will say is if Borderlands lost the ability to play offline, it would be a huge mistake from Gearbox. So, of course, we're going to have to wait and see what will happen in terms of that. And what I will leave you with is, honestly, it's 2018, so it's really not surprising that Gearbox would try to utilize the cloud, because many people and companies see it as the future. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them utilize it in a big way, but that might come at the cost of some things that are near and dear to players. So we'll obviously have to remain kind of open to some stuff, because the game's gonna have to change a bit. The game's gonna have to evolve and get with the times. That means some good things, maybe some things that we don't like, but, will overall help the quality of the life of the game. So if you guys liked the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you got something to add, go ahead and drop a comment. And if you guys are into Borderlands, consider subscribing. And I will leave you with, if you want to check out some sources on this stuff, it'll be in the description box. I'll see you in the next one. Later.